Boris Johnson's piece in the Mail on Saturday today, I've already spoken about it in general terms. There's a specific where he criticises the Foreign Secretary, David Cameron, for having gone into a kind of purdah on the debate about whether we in the UK should still be continuing to sell arms to Israel. He says that he mentions the 3 Britons who were among the 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers who were killed in the airstrikes in Gaza carried out by the IDF on Monday. And Israel has now dismissed the 2 officers who were in charge of those strikes and talked about a grave mistake stemming from a serious failure. But of course, those aid workers were specifically targeted. It's just the target was misguided. The target was wrong. This wasn't a missile that went into the wrong place. It was a missile that hit exactly the target that was specified. And I think Cameron's caution and Boris's condemnation of that is a further evidence of the squabble, the competition between Boris, the failed Prime Minister, and Cameron, the successful Foreign Secretary, who is restoring his tarnished image after Brexit. The 600 lawyers, including the former Supreme Court justices, calling on Britain not to supply further arms to Israel, are right. I don't think a call to pause is necessarily a bad thing. I don't think we need to go much further than that. But Johnson says, he talks about the fact that it was shattering to see the deaths of these 3 aid workers, but that Israel was trying to use precision munitions. Well, they're not precise enough. He then goes on, if the West continues to crumble, and especially if Britain and the US crumble, then the Israelis will be prevented from getting into Rafah. They will be prevented from achieving their objective of finishing Hamas as a military force in Gaza. But that is not possible. This evening, it was announced that a body has been recovered, and of a hostage who died in all likelihood in late January, having been put on TV to read out some script from Hamas. And Netanyahu is no closer to rescuing the hostages, no closer to getting rid of Hamas, and has certainly done everything to act as a recruiting sergeant for anything that might follow Hamas as a terrorist organization. Boris ends up with some rhetorical flourishes. Is that really what you want? All you legal experts who say that Israel's actions now necessitate an arms embargo, do you want to hand victory to a bunch of murderers and rapists? No. But unfortunately, Netanyahu's policies do exactly that. Netanyahu's policies have reversed the fortunes of Israel over the space of just a couple of months, 6 months at the very most. And that is an appalling misuse of power. By giving Netanyahu more weapons, we simply encourage him to remain in Gaza and to remain poised around Rafah with the threat that those few people who have escaped the Israeli bombs are going to be attacked in the one area that they were told was safe. Well, I don't think that's going to get rid of Hamas somehow, and I certainly don't think that's going to rescue the hostages. It might, however, keep Netanyahu in power, and I don't think that's our duty. I think Boris, in this case, is absolutely wrong. I think Boris is wrong.